Not straight. Hook up my headset. Save. I'm live. All right. So I don't know. I think this is like week 5 or something of me trying to learn web development specifically with Elm, the programming language, and it's been an interesting journey. I working on an open source project, and I've been working primarily on the front end. And I'm just going to share my screen and also share my struggles. Yeah. Oh, share my screen. Come here. Come on, share my screen. Screen share. Yeah, I'll go over to everybody. So like, uh, I've been I declared my journey of learning web development and using Elm to basically accomplish it. And I'm pretty happy with my progress. There's a death by 1,000 paper cuts that I've been facing, hence uh, using Visual Studio Code instead of Visual Studio and learning that whole little ecosystem of an IDE that I'm just not familiar with, you know? And what else? I think my functional programming skills have been strengthened. And, well, let me just share my screen. So, I guess I'm already sharing my screen. Here's this Visual Studio Code solution, right? And by the way, if you want to, let me kill. If you want to figure out, what I've been up to, then you can just go to this GitHub project called Kaiza, right? Kaiza 69. I think that's funny. So you could go to Kaiza on GitHub, and you can see the client side, you can see the server side, and the team I'm working with, they pulled in some Docker stuff, which I really don't know that much about, and that's more me, just not really having interest in Docker to figure out what problem it's solving. But you'll see a client folder, Docker folder, server folder. Me, I work all up in this client right here. And so with that said, if I usually, well, hold up now, come here. This is Nikeza. This is the little website that I've been, at least on the client side, that I've been trying to build as I'm learning Elm. And I've shared this in several other videos. The difference with this video compared to past videos is we got a logo jumping off right now. This is the logo, Kaiza. Okay. And there's a join button for registering to the site. And I attempted to basically scream the intent of the Kaiza platform, which is import link. Let me start over. Import links to your articles, videos, and answers. Set your featured links for viewers to see. Subscribe to new links from your favorite thought leaders. And that's the gist of the platform that we are building. This Lambda cartel, that's what they call themselves. So there's a search box for finding your favorite content providers, such as Adam Wright, or if we wanted to do Pablo, So, the filter right here is done. You could click on a thumbnail. In this case, you clicked on Adam, and you could filter the different, you could filter the different links, the topics of the links that Adam has provided, right? So if we don't want to look at F#, we don't want to look at WPF, we don't want to look at Xamarin Forms. All we really care about is unit tests. Well, we're able to do filtering for answers, podcasts, videos, and articles. All this content that is provided by Adam, right? In addition to that, we can select all, and that probably doesn't do a good service. That's broke right there. But let me see. If we do all for answers, then it'll show, all the answers. And the reason why it looks the same is because this page right here, this initial page, when we click on a content provider, as of right now, there's only there's a set number of links per category that are going to be shown. So I think right now it's set to like 5 links for each category that a user can observe. And if you want to see all the links, well, then you click on all and it'll show all the links for that particular category. So that's the way that it's supposed to work. And that's working. The filter is working over here. So that's pretty much it right there. If we can log in, right? Let's say we already have an account. We can log in and it's pretty much the same thing except this is your portal, right? And so here we can look at the links that we already have by category, right? And the filter still works on here. And here's the navigation pane, links, or you could add a new link, okay? Or you could add a new source for pulling in your links. There's also your profile that you can edit, okay? So if we want to do a profile, so far there's WordPress, YouTube, Stack Overflow. If we wanted to do, I don't know, Vimeo, then we say is Monger, as if that's the the username or channel on Vimeo. We could do add, and what's this right over here? I don't know what that is. And if there is actual content on the sources that we provide, then you'll see the number of links that have been pulled in from that source. Hence, a source is a platform and the username, right? And so for Vimeo, and if we pass in the username of Bizmonger, and we actually had videos on Vimeo under Bizmonger, then it will update with the actual number of videos there. And thus, that would translate to the same number of links. So if we had 20 videos, we would have 20 links, right? So, yeah. So that's the sources tab right here. And the link is when you want to add a new link. So we could say my WPF. I don't know what I want to call it. I don't know. My WPF video link. Oh, I'll just call it my WPF video. And you want to call it data template selector. Okay. And then we will pass in. This is the manual way. If the sources, which we discussed over here, or if the platform isn't supported, you can always add a manual link. So I could say some URL.com, maybe that's the link to this content that I posted somewhere out there on the World Wide Web. And for the topic, well, we could say WPF, select that, content type, it's a video, and we can add that, and that's it. So, yeah. that link, let me see. So if you see, we now have 21 links where before we had 20. Okay. In addition to that, what I'm currently struggling with is when I'm logged into the portal and I select all for one of these content types, nothing's responsive anymore, right? You notice when I hit any of these navigation buttons, like the nothing is my view isn't updating, right? Like if I hit link, I don't see the new link form. Like so that's something that I've spent about 3 mornings trying to figure out, and I can't figure it out, you know. And this isn't like something I could just ask on Stack Overflow, where I could write, 3 sentences saying, "How do I do this?" No, I like this is starting to become a larger code base right now. My filtering doesn't work anymore, like everything's broke here, and there's no debugger that I'm aware of within Visual Studio Code, especially with the Elm plugin. So, like, I don't know how to fix this navigation issue. I don't know how to fix this filtering. I don't know how to fix this. You know, everything else appears to be working, and I'm happy with it, except for the all content type page, and it's starting to infuriate me. All right, so that's pretty much it. Kaiza is slowly but surely standing up on her own 2 feet. You know, that's my baby. And, in the weeks to come, she's going to be actually plugging into web services. Right now, Kaiza is configured to run in isolation right now. So what does that mean, run in isolation? Come here, come here, come here. There's a settings file that I implemented, and this is a settings file. And we see the configuration settings right here is either integration or isolation, okay? And these are the dependencies that Kaiza relies on. These dependencies pretty much translate or map to uh, requests, or basically map to client requests that a server is responsible for satisfying. So trying to log in, trying to register, getting the content provider, content providers, links, add link, remove link, topic links, username to ID, connection, right? That probably should be content provider name to ID. It's the same thing though. So these are the dependencies, right? And then this is basically the runtime that is either integration or isolation, as we have identified here, right? And when we run this application, we can just change the configuration to integration if we wanted to start hitting web services and actually connect to an actual server that's running on Azure or some shared server, whatever it is. We just have to update the configuration right here. And then we're plugged into the external, or should I say outside world, Else, we run in complete isolation and we don't care about the outside world. This application can run in complete isolation, okay? And so our runtime, here are the services that our application will rely on from the outside world, as I discussed already within the dependencies. And this is for integration mode. And there's a services module that will basically have the implementation to connect to web services to satisfy these different requests, try login, try register, etc. Right? Isolation. This is what I've already implemented. This isolation that I've implemented already is by means of your test API. This test API is meant to basically feed our unit tests as well as feed our application when we run our application in isolation. And so an example of that, come here. Oh, how do I do this? Oh, okay. If I do Control P and I say test API, yeah, come here. Then this is the test API right here. You see this? This looks familiar, right? Try register. Yeah. So a lot of these dependencies that need to be translated into services for the quote unquote server people to implement, it's already implemented as mocks or stubs on our test API module, so that this web application can run independently of a database or a web server. So I think I spit out enough information. So this is Kaiza, and I'm wrapping up with this Hangout video. Stop sharing my screen, and that's it. So I think this is week 5 of my journey of learning Elm. I'm learning a lot. There's a lot that I still don't know, but there's this bug that I cannot figure out, and I don't have the tools that I'm used to, that Visual Studio spoils me with, that will accelerate my understanding of what is wrong, or how to troubleshoot this navigation pane issue and this filtering issue. That's it. So I'm out. I'm Scott Nimrod. Check out the Lambda Cartel. Check out Odie. Check out Adam. Check out Pablo. Check out Mitch. And check out me. So I'll focus on test automation. I do mobile application development. I do WPF development. I do F#. I'm learning to do Elm. And a lot of us are doing functional within the Lambda Cartel. And I am killing this broadcast. So deuces, adios de, crazy. I always say this. De veo a ratito. I think that's Mexican dialect for see you soon. And I'm out. Peace.